to the Everything Return podcast. I'm your host, CLE Tallboy, or Mike, as they call me.
And I am, it's Contagious, a.k.a. Tim.
Tim, sometimes it is contagious, but mostly while we're waiting for sports, it's contagious.
Okay.
No, it's not contagious. It's impatient. I'm impatient. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, so we're gonna talk a little Indians today. That's gonna be our primary focus here, and we'll talk a little bit about baseball and how we feel about this upcoming season. So we'll kind of
how we feel about baseball in general.
Yeah.
And the annoyances of the 162 game season, why we think it's way too long, and what we kind of want to bring into baseball.
Yeah, I just want people to toss their bats. A lot of bat tossing.
And show emotions.
Yeah, I'd like to at least see some aggressive clapping.
Yes.
You know how aggressive basketball players clap? I want to see a lot of that in baseball.
Yeah.
I want to see people throw some mitts, get pumped
bats.
up, some fist pumps, some stare downs. You know, that kind of stuff. So, the Indians don't look all that wonderful going into this new season. You have Lindor going down with an injury.
Salazar is out, and we don't know when he's going to return in 2019.
Salazar's been... We waiting on Salazar for a while, though.
Brantley's gone. Encarnacion's gone. Andrew Miller's gone. Cody Allen. A few other guys.
Yeah.
We lost a lot of players so far. How we haven't really replaced or tried to replace any.
Yeah, Gomes is gone too.
Gomes, yep, we traded him away.
Yeah.
Picked up a relief pitcher prospect. Okay,
whatever.
Cool.
It's hard to get excited about this season just because right now there's not a lot to look at,
and it's so long. So you can get excited about it opening day, and then you have to wait another freaking 7 months. What, 7 months?
Till playoffs?
Till playoffs?
Yeah, it's a long season. First on the kind of agenda, do you think the Indians will make the playoffs this year?
Yeah. I think they'll win the division as well. By 10 games at least.
They're gonna win the division?
All division, yeah. The American League Central.
Yeah, I mean it's not that strong.
You have Minnesota, you have Detroit, Chicago, and Kansas City.
Yeah.
We beat them by 13 games last year. Oh, Minnesota.
Well, we kind of cruised last year. Our team was a lot better.
We did. That's why we cruised.
Using a lot of hitting.
Because since 2013, we've been over 500 with under Francona.
Okay, so here are the players that actually I'm interested to watch this year. I'm interested to see Brad Hand pitch some more. I want to see Salazar get back on the mound. I don't know what's happening with Lenoy's Martin. Interested to see more of
Bieber and Clevenger?
Yeah, Beaver and Clev. And then
Cookie's going to be awesome.
I'm also hoping that Tyler Naquin and Bradley Zimmer can stay healthy. That'd be really interested to see what they do. And then I kind of like Greg Allen, but he's not doing a whole lot for me. He's just real athletic, and he's a good base runner, and he's made some plays out in the outfield.
We have a very deep pitching core.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going to get to the playoffs, it's going to be on the back of your pitching.
That's the best part of our team by far. Right now.
Right. I think what the Indians did this offseason was basically clear a ton of salary so they could make a big offer to Lindor, more or less.
Yeah, keep him. He is the face of the franchise.
Yeah, if you don't keep Lindor, you royally messed up. You messed up super hard.
Then you're rebuilding again.
Right, which is garbage. I mean, you're kind of rebuilding at the moment, but you're not rebuilding
we still have key pieces. We still have Jose, we still have Kluber, and Trevor Bauer. For how much with Bauer, we don't know. There's that whole salary cap arbitration case he's had. Which he won. Basically, Cleveland Indians were accusing him of having a negative influence and bringing a negative image to the team, and he tried to save some money on that. And basically, Trevor was like, "No, that's nonsense."
Yeah, he gave a lot of clarity.
Yeah, and he won it.
Yeah, so I mean, the arbitration panel was like, "No, we don't buy that," and they gave him his $13 million, which is kind of silly. I mean, the fact that they went through the whole thing in the first place just kind of signals that they're not looking to keep him. I mean, and Trevor really doesn't want to. I don't think he wants to be here if we're not going to be competing for anything. So I mean,
that and he wants to beat out Kluber in the rotation.
Yeah, I mean, he could be your number one pitcher, but they're not. I don't think there's any signs anymore of the Indians trading Kluber or Bauer at the moment.
They just came out with a statement that they're saying that they had no intention to do it about at all. Oh, Bauer, Kluber, my bad.
Right, but so I think what they'll do, I think they'll wait till mid-season to see how things are going, and then at that point you'll reevaluate your assets and you might look at trading Kluber or Bauer. That's where you can really get some return. But I think right now you're going to stand pat with what you have, and you're going to roll with it. So,
Boy, I agree. If the season isn't going the way we hope it will, and if playoffs looks like we're on the outside of it, then you might look at trading Jose or Bauer. Definitely, possibly Kipnis too. He's a huge contract that we currently have.
yeah, why are we paying Kipnis
$14.6 million?
freaking $14.6 million? Wow, he's so overpaid right now. Like, if I could trade any player in the Indians, I would trade Kipnis super fast. I mean, I want to trade him last year too, but I would trade him so hard. Like get out of my. I mean, he hasn't been that good. I mean, he came back a little bit second half of last year. You know, just like the rest of the team, they didn't really show up in the playoffs. I mean, Lindor probably was the only one that actually had it.
He's the only one that showed up. Jose didn't show up. He didn't have one single hit against Houston.
I know that's your big bugaboo.
Is
how bad Jose was in the playoffs last 2 years.
Last 2 years. I mean, he's been an MVP candidate the last 2 seasons, and then you have that same MVP candidate not show up when you and the biggest spotlight.
Yeah, I think you're an MVP.
If you're one of those players, then to me, you don't have much value to me. I mean, if you want ticket sales to go up during the regular season, that's fine. But if you're not going to perform and be clutch in the playoffs, then I'm not one to settle with mediocrity or just making it to the playoffs. We're trying to win a World Series here.
Some players don't have the a cutout to be
the mentality
to be a clutch player when it comes to like the playoffs. Like, and maybe to me it doesn't fly with Ramirez, or maybe he was just burnt out the last 2 years. Who knows? I think they did enough shakeups in the locker room, they did enough change that maybe it'll refresh things a little bit. I think last year kind of got stale. I think there was a lot of boredom in the regular season, which, I mean, I understand because it's baseball and it's a long regular season.
Very long.
But I thought the team got bored with playing too. Like, they were just like, let's just get to the playoffs. And when they got to the playoffs, they're like, let's just get beat by the Astros. Like, we don't want to.
Yeah, baseball is weird like that too. It's all about hanging like your hot streak, and so there was like 10, 12 teams that can pretty much make it a deep playoff run. 6-8 depending on how they really kind of make out if they're hot or cold at that, like towards the end of that back half. Yeah, I mean, 20, 25 games.
Get hot at the right time is kind of like a thing that happens in all sports, but I think it's especially in baseball, it's big. Do you imagine like a different sport, LeBron or like one of the big stars in the NBA being like, well, I wasn't hot at the right time, and they were, and that's just what happened. Like, can you imagine Brady saying he wasn't hot at the right time, or LeBron saying he wasn't hot at the right time?
If that happened, like he would immediately like be like ousted out of the GOAT conversation, like immediately. It's, like
right, but we give Ramirez almost a pass because
I don't give him a pass
because he was in a slump.
The overall like Cleveland like fans do, and I have much beef with that because you need to be able to perform, especially if you're one of the best players in the league as an MVP candidate in the past 2 seasons.
This goes back to my thing where you're allowed to criticize the team you root for and the players on it. Like, just because it's your team doesn't mean you can't criticize.
I think it makes it more meaningful too, because you care about the team and your anger and your frustrations coming from a genuine place, like a caring place where you're connected. You're
invested in.
Invested,
man.
Yes, you're invested.
Yeah, you put dollar bills,
actual dollar bills, supporting them year round. I mean, at the games.
You're going to the games, you're buying the merchandise, you're watching them on TV, you're investing your time, you're investing yourself in this entertainment. You expect them to put a quality product out there, and when it doesn't happen,
yeah, you're investing in the city.
You have the right to be upset and be angry about it. It's like if you go to a movie that had an awesome trailer, and then it was a disappointing movie. You feel like you got cheated because you were told it was a good movie by the trailer or by someone else who said it was going to be good, and then it didn't end up being good. It's just like it's like what happened with the Indians playoff. They're told they were going to be good. They told us they were going to be a contender. And what happened? We got to the first round of playoffs, got bounced back-to-back years. That's not what I signed on for. So I'm allowed to be a little bit upset about the Indians because I don't think they lived up to their potential. I think they were a disappointment, really.
They have been. When you, as good as you have been, if you're the Indians the past couple seasons here, then there's really no goal outside of trying to compete for that World Series. And when you get bounced outside of the last World Series or the last round, then it's definitely disappointing.
So, last part about that, I think people will say counterpoint is they had a lot of injuries. My counterpoint to that is if you manage your players' health better, give them more off days, and if you know you're going to smoke the division, plan for that better and plan make a plan to keep your team hot going in the postseason. And
you have 162 games. I mean, if you win 91 games in a season, you can afford to lose a few games to keep your team healthy.
Oh, 100%.
And I don't know how much or how good the MLB is at that, but the NBA has gotten a lot of criticism with that for resting big stars like LeBron and Dwayne Wade, Kevin Durant, players like that, Stephen Curry, during the regular season to keep them healthy for the playoff run.
All right. So, but do you want the Indians to show up like when it comes time to like get to the playoffs, or do you want them to show out against like the Reds? Like, I don't care about a Tuesday night game against the Reds in Cincinnati. I care about a Sunday night game on national television against the Dodgers or against the Red Sox. That's the game Yankees. I want to watch. Yeah, but that's the argument. Do you why play your players against that kind of competition when you can showcase them against big time competition? So it's like you got to have that kind of balance, but I think Tito could do a better job of that, to be real honest with you. So, outside of that, baseball has one of the worst free agencies ever. Like right now, you have Machado and you have Harper just sitting waiting for deals. They're two of the best players in the MLB. They're 26 freaking years old. And they're still not signed.
109 days into free agency.
That's ridiculous. The NBA or the NFL would never do that. Like, the NBA and NFL off seasons are actually interesting. Like, things happen. There's a lot of rumors flying around. There's social media wars are crazy. And it's interesting.
The players are interactive, too.
Right. I think baseball has got to stick up their butt. And it's getting really annoying. And for me to be, like, having to talk about Bryce Harper and Manny Machado freaking 100 and some days into 109 days into free agency, it's ridiculous.
Started the day after the World Series, so October 29th.
It's so dumb. Baseball needs to get its head out of its own butt, and this is what I'm really mad about, because I want to care about baseball so much, I really do. The MLB All-Star Game is going to be in Cleveland, and we're deconstructing our team, and baseball is still like, we're going to do things that's the way it's always been done. When has that ever been a good argument for anything? Like, really at all? Like, did the NBA game get better over the last few years? Absolutely. Did football...
Is it the most popular and the most impressive that it's been in its entire existence?
Did football get better over the last couple of years? Absolutely.
They've been making improvements both health and safety-wise. I mean, one can argue that the amount that referees kind of turn the tide in the game has been frustrating or disappointing. But I think as an overall standpoint, as what you're talking about, yeah, I think it has.
The entertainment value has gone up, but what has baseball done last few years to get more entertaining? They had a pitching clock now, like whatever. Here's my other point too: is if you don't bring up the young fans into a game, it's going to fall off.
Which they're doing to enjoy.
Right. So if I go to walk up to a kid right now, a 10-year-old kid, and I go, hey, tell me a couple of your favorite basketball players. Boom, I'll get 10 names, no problem. Hey, kid, tell me some of your favorite football players. I'll get 10 names, no problem. Hey, tell me 10 baseball players that you like watching right now. I guarantee you that same kid cannot name 10 players. And it's ridiculous. I know a lot of adults that couldn't name 10 players off of a baseball team. It's off of the whole MLB. It's ridiculous. And it's because baseball is so content with having their long season revenue nonsense that it's losing on the long end, and it's falling off that way. It needs to be more entertaining. You need to bring more to it. So
I mean, it's the one of the three major sports that isn't growing rapidly like the NFL and NBA are. I mean, they're still profitable. The revenue is still going up on a year-to-year basis, but to have this social media like explosion that we've had, they haven't capitalized on it.
No, they're wasting it, really.
Like the player's personality, the antics, is with the constricting and not allowing is the big beef that why it's not exploding. Because with social media, you have all these little tiny interactions with players, game to game, that's so much fun to watch. You to watch their personality, and kind of the character and the person itself grow. And unlike in the MLB, where you can't do that, it's an
unwritten rule. Like, so stupid.
Yeah, you can't have a human connection with it because they're telling you what you can and can't do as a player, and it's not like golf where like you have to have silence at certain times. Tiger kind of changed the game with his antics and it's kind of the personality brought out, and why we love Baker Mayfield so much. So little stuff like that. Actually, one of the free agents, Bryce Harper, he does that a lot. He's one of the few players that show emotion on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, he's fun to watch. Actually, I really like watching Bryce Harper for that reason, because he gives you personality that you just don't see in other baseball players. And it's like, okay, we understand you're playing a sport at the highest level, at the peak competition.
Doing your dream job, getting paid to do what you love.
The players that are competitive nutbags, they're absolutely crazy competitive. And you're muting that. And if you don't allow me to like stare you down, to flip my bat,
body language, a facial expression,
to talk some crap going up to the plate, like come on, like
then
how great would it be in a late game situation? You're talking about an 8th, 9th inning, and you got to get a run, and a big time hitter like say Lindor or say Ramirez is walking up to the plate and talking crap to the pitcher and going, "This one's gone." I'm gonna own you on this one. Get ready for this. How rattled would the pitcher be? How exciting would that be? How cool would that be if the stadium zoomed in on him talking and you saw him like, let's freaking go?
If it was mic'd up, that's another aspect that he can't even have.
It's crazy. There's so much entertainment value that they have in baseball.
There's so much potential that they haven't explored yet.
It's ridiculous.
But even the atmosphere, if you're inside that stadium or watching the game and you see that happen, that kind of tension, it explodes.
Yeah, the only thing I think fandom. Baseball gets really right is their playoff. It's because their playoffs is so high pressured, but you don't get the same type of pressure throughout the regular season, and the same buzz you get for the MLB playoffs, you should be able to get a piece of that buzz on a more regular basis during the regular season, and that's my big beef.
I agree.
I just want baseball. I want to get fired up by watching a baseball game.
Yeah, unlike NFL, NBA, we can actually everyone knows that there's a playoff and there's an end game, and that end game is the championship. But the players compete like the regular season matters, and they actually have like passion, and they're invested in it. Unlike
emotionally
invested in it. Yes, thank you. Unlike the MLB, in my opinion.
Yeah, I just want baseball to be more than like a small talk type of topic,
or a niche,
or like a niche topic where you have to like know a ton of crap just to be able to talk about it.
Like golf or soccer.
Because like when you talk about a regular fan like just that you just talk to about like the Indians, like oh they're doing pretty good this year. I like watching Lindor. He's fun. Like oh Kluber's good to watch. Bauer's been having a nice year, and that's your conversation. You don't get to talk any further in depth because I think baseball has become like talking about the weather as a small talk topic, and it's disappointing. I want to know and get more into it. It needs to be more exciting. It can't be something where just I like the Indians. They're not bad. They're fun to watch. Like yeah, okay, they are super high in their TV views, but how many people are going to the games? The entertainment value just isn't there. NBA and NFL get a lot.
It is, but it's not as high as it should be. There's so much potential that it's not capitalizing, and we brought up a few points like the personality in players and their antics, and allowing more freedom and personality of these stars.
So, all right. So let us know what you guys think about this, because really we're fired up about baseball because we want to prioritize it more and want to like it more as a sport, and we really want to like get more into it. So let us know what you think, and then if you guys like this podcast, like, subscribe, and then share it with your friends. Let's go wrap things up here for this episode of the Everything Is Earned podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And then we love your feedback, so definitely let us know what you guys think. But my name is Mike.
And I am Tim, a.k.a. It's Contagious.
And remember, in Cleveland, everything is earned.